All right. How wonderful. Hello to the masses and Rebecca. Okay, so I'll give us just a few. It's 9 on the dot. Everybody knows the meeting starts at 9:02 when you're in real estate, so we'll give it just a few minutes. Rebecca, what was your win for this week?
What was my win?
Did you have a win?
I'm sure I have one. I just, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, my win was that I got a new notebook. It's a small win, but lists keep me like on track, and they're oddly therapeutic for me to have my life, like the things that I need done, the never ending task list up here, to have it written down so that I like know where I'm going to start for the next day. So for me, it's important to have a notebook that is fancy so that I will actually like be motivated to use it. I got a new one yesterday. I didn't bring it with me because I forgot it, but it's pretty. So that was my win. I got it on sale. It was $8.
I have a notebook problem. I have too many notebooks. And then I'm like, what did I write? Which notebook did I write that in? That's usually my problem.
Yeah, I figure I ought to just use the one that I've been using until it's done. But like I have the other one like on display on my bookshelf at my house. It's sad. It's a sad life. Anyways, that was my win. It's not a huge one. Sometimes our wins are not like the most amazing things on earth, but that does not mean that they're not a win. Small little joys make for the big picture. Okay. It is 9:02, so I think we're gonna get started here in just a second. If you're on Facebook, drop a comment below and tell us what your win was. We will celebrate it in the comments. So today we're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to send out an email for Denny Odie for Christmas. And we're going to do some stuff on there that I don't generally do. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. If I look distracted, I have my laptop connected to a bigger screen so that I don't have to lean in point like this and look silly when I put it in later. I don't have to look like I need reading glasses on top of my normal glasses. And I get distracted being able to see my screen in 2 places. I don't know where to look. So if I look like I'm looking off to the side, I'm really watching just a different screen with the same stuff on it. So we're not going to judge my personal email. We're going to switch to Keller Williams. And from here, I'm going to pull this. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. Go away. This right here. And I'm going to download this picture. Look at this beautiful picture from Denny's daughter Lindsay's wedding. So this is our Christmas picture this year. And I forgot we're going to pull one more. I scanned something to myself. That was not it. That's also needed, but that's not it. Okay, so we're going to pull this as well. What we are going to try to do with this, the keyword here is try, is we're going to try to pull just his signature out of this. My goal is to have the bottom of this email look like he actually signed it. Fair warning, this is a little bit, I don't do this very often. This is very much so above my level of expertise. So we're just going to test Elisa's skill here today. Which, by the way, there's nothing wrong if you have the time to do it, to test your skills, because sometimes you'll surprise yourself. So what I've done is I just took a screenshot of the little letter that we just had. I'm going to copy and paste it here. I actually took a screenshot of my entire screen. And I'm just gonna move the part of it that I want up to here. So we just want Denny's signature. I'm gonna zoom out so that we can see the, whoa, see the whole thing. And we're just gonna make this small. Denny has a really nice signature. I'm not sure, maybe just years of practice. Mine does not look that pretty. Mine is just like an E with some wiggles. And then a J with some more wiggles. So we're gonna save as, we're gonna save as a JPEG, and now keyword here, or maybe not keyword, but just something to note. If I can manage to do this, I will be saving his signature for all future emails that are like holiday related. So like when we do 4th of July and stuff, I'll just plop this image in there some more. So I'm gonna try to pull the background out of this. If I can't do it, I'm just gonna leave the background of the email white so that nobody knows the difference. But I'd really like to be able to pull the background out. We'll see. We'll see. I may not have that much skill. So I gotta scroll down to the bottom. I joined this little thing called remove background from image, remove.bg/upload, a photography group that I'm part of. They use this a lot, you guys. This is amazing for pulling the backgrounds out of pictures. Like my headshot where I'm surrounded by rocks and trees and stuff. I love that picture, but I wanted to see it without the background. It almost perfectly, this program pulled the background out. And like my hair was starting to blend in with the background and stuff. So this program did a phenomenal job, but you have to pay to be part of it to get like so many downloads, but it's like pennies on the dollar. It's really not that expensive. Look, it did it. What? I'm so excited. I'm so happy, you guys. Okay, let's open it. I just want to see. Look at that. Look at it. How cool. Okay, we're going to see how well this works. The real test is to actually design the email. So we're going to designs. If you haven't signed into Command and don't know what this page looks like, I would urge you to schedule an appointment with me. This can be done either through the front desk. Rebecca can definitely help you get my contact information, or at the bottom of every single email that I send out, there is a direct link to my Google Calendar where you can find a time that I am free that works for you. I think we're gonna go with, oh, what have I done here? Where am I at? This says holiday. Maybe I designed it. Oh, that's opportunities. Hold on. Maybe I designed it in campaigns. Did I restart it? No. Gracious, what have I done here? I guess we're just gonna start it in designs. We'll just start over. At one point, I had already had this started. All right, we're gonna create an email, continue. Now, once I create this email, I am actually going to also create, what do I want to use? I guess we'll use the modern one. I'm going to also create a social media that has the same things on it. But this is where we're going to start. I'm going to take this Mark Center logo out. We're going to change the picture. What are we going to change it to? The one that we just downloaded. Oh, we don't need a listing. We're going to click add images. We're going to drag and drop the family picture over. We're going to click on it so that the replace button shows up. Oh, we have to click done. Sorry, I thought it was loading. Oh, I don't like the way that looks. Hang on. We're going to press the little eyeball here so that we can see it. Okay, Command kind of foobarred that. I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna drag this over. We're gonna try this again. Much better. Okay, so all that I did, because I didn't like the way that the picture was formatted a second ago, was I deleted the preset photo box and then I moved over image and I dragged and dropped it and then I updated the image on it. And all that did was change the settings so that it would keep the picture's sizing. So we're gonna start with a Merry Christmas. I want this text to be larger. Oh goodness, that's smaller. There we go. So we're gonna move that. Oh, I'm gonna change this. Okay. And I'm gonna grab this little crosshairs thing and see if it won't let me move this. Okay. I really want this centered. I'm not quite sure why it won't let me. Okay, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna take this out. We're gonna do a new text box right here. Where'd it go? Okay. Do this, center it. Merry Christmas. Gonna make our text ginormous. Even more big. And we're gonna make it red. What color red? Keller Williams red. I'm just kidding. I don't know that that's the real hex code. And then we're gonna take this text and we're gonna put it in that email. So wherever you may find yourself when Christmas draws near, helps if you spell things correctly. If you're not using Grammarly, I suggest that you do. May your heart and thoughts still carry through to the place you hold most dear. Okay. May you find that you are smiling as you think. As you think of times you treasure and may those memories fill your heart with happiness beyond measure. Okay, so that's what we're putting here. Now look, that doesn't take up very much space, so we're gonna make it bigger. And we're gonna center it, because I think a good poem should be centered. Now we're gonna take this away, and we're gonna take this box away because we're gonna add our own image right below it. We're gonna add an image, and this time we're gonna add that signature box thing. Look at that. That actually worked. I'm so impressed. Oh goodness. It's the small things in life, you guys. Maybe this was my big win for the day. I'm gonna add just some blank space between, whoa, undo, just between that stuff. And right here, I'm just deleting some unneeded things because I started with a KW template. And whoa. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And then it'll have Denny's picture here. Well, let's just do the preview. Okay, here's the preview. I think that that is wonderful. We may try to take some extra space out between this and this. We'll see. Let's look at the tablet view. Still looks beautiful. And we'll move to the phone view. Look at that. I'm so excited. This is the coolest email I have designed in Command so far. Oh, please don't judge me, you guys. All right, so we're going to save and exit so that we don't lose all of our hard work. I'm going to rename this Christmas email. Finish. Okay, so now we're going to go to campaigns. We're going to create a campaign. We're going to create an email. We're going to call it Christmas letter. Our subject here is other. We're going to use the command email. We're going to send this to his clients list. And Merry Christmas, select design, Christmas email. Make sure everything's spelled right, Christmas. Okay, save and exit. Okay, so we're not going to send this right away. We're going to change this so where it goes out on the 24th. Let's make it 3 p.m. Okay, so this is going to go out Christmas Eve at 3 p.m. Perfect. Okay, any of you, oh goodness, we only spent 18 minutes on that. Okay, if any of you have any questions about how I got Denny's signature, how I got it onto my computer, I want to show you how I did that. So it's super simple. I literally had Denny sign a white piece of paper. I put it on the scanner. I scanned it to myself and to my email. And then you guys watched me take a screenshot of it on my computer, put that into Microsoft Paint, and then I took that image to where it was just the signature so that I didn't have a bunch of white space all around it. And then we put it in that background removal program that made it to where the background was invisible. Now, because our email had a white background, it really wouldn't have mattered, but I wanted to be able to use his signature in other places, like on his social media. It's going to look like he actually signed the letter when I make the same thing that we just did in an email, a social media post. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and bring you guys along for that because we have some time. So if you want to stop the video here, cool beans, feel free, have some time back for your day, but I'm going to bring you guys along for my adventure in Adobe Spark, and we're going to make some social media for Denny. So I have Adobe Spark right here. Now, a smart girl, before she exited out of Command, would have copied and pasted the text from the Christmas letter. So Sometimes you don't think of things until you've already exited out. Do I have a folder for Denny? I do right here. So we're going to press the plus sign. Oh goodness, they've added things to this. We'll do Facebook post size. So this is a pre-sized image. Now here's where things get fun. First of all, we're going to switch. How do I switch companies? Oh, gracious. They did a major update to this. Now I don't know where things are. All right, we're just going to press a red. Oh my gracious. Calm it down. There we go. All right, here's our background. Now we're going to add, here we go. Here's where I can change, switch brand. We're going to switch to KW. Did it not like me? Oh no, it switched. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add a logo while we're here. What's this one? Okay. Denny really likes to operate as Keller Williams Four Seasons, so I'm going to take this Keller Williams like the Ozarks logo out and make this a little bit bigger. And we're going to leave that right there. Now we're going to press photos, upload. We're going to do this one because this is Denny's family. We're going to make them bigger. This is probably the coolest Christmas email / social media that I've done in a while. I really like this. Okay, now we're going to take this, we're going to sign back into command, and we're going to pull that text because that will be quicker than I can type it. Designs. Christmas email, Control A to highlight it all, and Control C to copy it. And then we're coming back over to Adobe Creative Cloud. We're going to add a text box, and we're going to press Control and V as in Victor. And that's going to copy and paste all of the text here. What is with all these pop-ups? Oh my gracious, they've destroyed this program. Okay, so we're just going to resize. And what I love about this program is that I can resize this easily. I just have to move the box. I don't have to adjust the text at all. I really don't want the word measure right there by itself. So I'm just going to kind of, yeah, that's better. And then we can resize it this way. Okay, now we need to add Denny's signature. Oh, that's the wrong box. So text, this. Okay, now you can't really see his signature there. So we're going to press save and exit before we destroy this. We're going to move you guys so that I can get back to this here. Okay, we're going to try this again. I need to sign in. That's the problem. Sign in with Google, at least KW. Ooh, it's not going to let me download an HD. Okay, so for future reference, if I had this to do over, and quite honestly, if I find Denny in the office today, I will do it over. I'm going to have Denny sign a white piece of paper and a marker, because the problem that I'm having here is that the pen, these right here, now this is the 0.7, the 0.5 is thicker, the ink is, but these are so thin that you can't, like once you blow the image up some to make it fit on this, it's blotchy. And there's parts of it that you can't see and are blurry and pixelated. So if we look at this, I think you guys will see what I'm talking about now. See how there's like some white lines around it and stuff. And if we like make it bigger, see how it's pixelated and you can see the individual squares. We don't want that. Also, if he signs in marker, I'll be able to go into Photoshop and like change the color of the ink and stuff. So I could change this, I could flip it to where it's white. But for now, I think I'm gonna try to just change the background color. See, now that changed it quite a bit. But I don't really like the gray, that's not very festive. So hang on, we'll find a color that we like. Nope, okay. I am gonna have Denny redo this. It stinks, but I think it's necessary because I really, really, really want this signature to show up better. And it just doesn't. But it shows up super well in our email. So the only thing that I'm missing here is a Merry Christmas at the top. Oh, I didn't. You have to add the text, dummy. Okay. Wouldn't know I've been using this program for 3 years. Merry Christmas. We're going to put this over yonder. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to change. We're going to change the way this looks. So I'm just going to press find a new style until I find one that I like. No. See, now I like that. But do I like it like that? Not really. Moved any signature down, this down. No, negative. No. Now, sometimes you just need to change the color. Can I go back one? Okay, now see, I like this, but I don't want that quite so. Nope, okay, that's different. What about this? This is the button I want. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and we're actually just gonna make this bigger. And we're gonna change, whoa, go back. I'll make this, we're gonna make it white. I think we're just gonna turn it off. And then we're gonna change this text to white. I don't know, I may fiddle with this more. Not sure. Maybe we'll do this black or dark gray. Nope. Like we're gonna leave this black. I kind of like that. All right, we'll see. I have to send this to Denny for approval anyways. So that's that. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be here in the office all day. And have a Merry Christmas. And I think this is my last training of the year. So have a Happy New Year as well. If you need help with goal setting, if you need help with teams in command, whatever you need help with, please let us know. We are here for you. Granted, we're also taking the holidays off as staff. We do take our holidays, but I'm definitely still available by phone and email, and I will, as usual, be glued to my devices anyways over the holidays. So have a fantastic day. Be sure to actually take some time off for yourself, relax, enjoy the family, and we'll see you on the flip side.